What if the only thing standing between you and financial success isn't your income, your background, or your opportunities, but the way you think? Imagine waking up tomorrow with the exact same job, the same bank account, the same responsibilities, but a completely different mindset. Would your life begin to change? The truth is, wealth doesn't start in your wallet, it starts in your mind. And until you shift the way you see money, risk, and opportunity, you'll keep repeating the same financial patterns over and over again. Tony Robbins has spent decades studying the psychology of wealth, and he discovered something powerful. Successful people don't just work harder, they think differently. They see possibilities where others see problems. They act when others hesitate. They grow when others stay comfortable. In this video, you're going to uncover the exact mindset shift that separates those who struggle financially from those who build lasting wealth. And if you stay with me until the end, you'll walk away with practical lessons you can apply immediately to start transforming your financial future. Lesson 1. Shift from scarcity to abundance. The concept of scarcity is more than just a financial observation. It is a psychological prison that dictates how a person interacts with the world. When you operate from a scarcity mindset, you perceive the world as a finite pie where every slice given to someone else is a slice taken away from you. This zero-sum logic breeds a pervasive sense of anxiety and hyper-competitiveness. It manifests in the workplace as gatekeeping information, in business as undercutting rivals at the expense of long-term reputation, and in personal life as a chronic fear of not having enough. This internal state of emergency keeps your brain locked in survival mode, prioritizing short-term safety over long-term expansion. You become so focused on protecting the little you have that you lose the peripheral vision required to see the massive opportunities sitting just outside your immediate reach. In contrast, the shift to an abundance mindset is the foundational pivot of the wealthy and the innovative. Abundance is not the naive belief that resources are infinite in a physical sense, but rather the understanding that human creativity and value generation are limitless. While a scarcity-minded person sees a crowded market and thinks there is no room for me, an abundance-minded person sees that same market and thinks, there is a massive demand here that isn't being met perfectly yet. This perspective allows you to stop competing for the scraps of existing industries and start creating entirely new categories of value. When you believe there is enough success to go around, you become a collaborator rather than a combatant. You share ideas, build networks, and empower others, knowing that a rising tide lifts all boats. This psychological freedom is where true wealth begins. Transitioning from scarcity to abundance requires a deliberate recoding of your daily internal monologue. It starts by moving away from "I can't afford it" toward "How can I afford it?" The former is a dead-end statement that shuts down the brain. The latter is a question that forces the mind to search for solutions and leverage. Scarcity focuses on the obstacle, while abundance focuses on the objective. This shift changes your body language, your negotiation tactics, and your risk tolerance. When you no longer fear the loss of a single opportunity because you know the world is teeming with them, you project a sense of confidence and detachment that ironically makes you more attractive to investors, partners, and clients. You stop operating out of desperation and start operating out of intentionality. Lesson 2. Focus on value, not just money. The fundamental mistake of the struggling middle class is the belief that money is the goal. In reality, money is merely a lagging indicator, a scorecard that measures the amount of value you have successfully delivered to the marketplace. If you spend your life chasing money, you are essentially chasing a shadow. You will always be one step behind, exhausted and unfulfilled. Money has no inherent power. It is simply a medium of exchange for human effort, ingenuity, and utility. Therefore, to increase your income, you must stop looking at your bank account and start looking at the problems you are capable of solving. The market is an impersonal machine that rewards those who make life easier, faster, better, or more enjoyable for others. If you aren't making the money you want, it is likely because you haven't yet scaled the value you provide. Becoming valuable is a process of aggressive self-development and market observation. It requires moving beyond the hours for dollars trap, where your income is capped by the physical limits of your time. To create true wealth, you must develop high-value skills, abilities that are rare in high demand and difficult to automate or outsource. This might mean mastering complex systems, becoming an expert communicator, or developing a deep understanding of human psychology. When you focus on value, you begin to look for leverage. You ask yourself, how can I solve this problem for 1,000 people instead of just one? This shift from linear work to exponential value creation is what separates the employee from the entrepreneur. You cease being a commodity and start becoming an indispensable asset. Furthermore, a value-centric approach builds a reputation moat that protects you during economic downturns. When your primary focus is helping people and improving systems, you build social capital and trust, the most stable forms of currency. People who are purely money-motivated are often the first to be discarded when times get tough because their lack of integrity becomes apparent. However, those who have built a career or business on the foundation of genuine service find that opportunities seek them out. You don't have to hunt for success when you are the person who holds the keys to solving everyone else's problems. By obsessing over the needs of your audience or industry, you ensure that the financial rewards will eventually become an inevitable byproduct of your existence. Lesson 3. Take ownership of your financial life. The most dangerous habit a person can develop is the habit of blame. It is incredibly easy and culturally encouraged to point the finger at the government, the fluctuating interest rates, an unfair boss, or a disadvantaged upbringing. While these external factors are real and often challenging, acknowledging them as the primary cause of your financial status is a form of self-sabotage. When you blame external forces, you are effectively stating that you have no agency over your own life. You are casting yourself as a victim in your own story, waiting for the world to change so that you can succeed. The wealthy understand that while you cannot control the wind, you can always adjust your sails. Taking 100% responsibility for your financial reality is the first step toward true freedom. Ownership is a psychological catalyst. The moment you stop saying "I can't because" and start saying "I am where I am because of the choices I've made," you regain the power to make different choices. This radical accountability applies to everything: your lack of savings, your mounting debt, your stagnant career, and your ignorance of investing. Ownership means admitting that if you don't understand how the tax code works, it's your job to learn it. If your industry is dying, it's your job to pivot. Responsibility isn't about shaming yourself for past mistakes. It's about recognizing that you are the only person who can guarantee your future. This realization is often heavy, but it is the only weight that builds the muscle of financial independence. When you take full ownership, your decision-making process undergoes a radical transformation. You stop looking for brakes and start looking for levers. You stop complaining about your salary and start negotiating based on the results you produce, or you leave to find a place that values those results. You stop waiting for a financial advisor to save you and start educating yourself on asset allocation and compound interest. This proactive stance changes how the world perceives you. People are drawn to those who take charge of their destiny. In a world full of people making excuses, the person who says "I will find a way" or make one becomes a natural leader and a magnet for high-level opportunities. Ownership is the bridge between being a spectator of your life and being its architect. Lesson 4. Think long-term, act daily. We live in an era of unprecedented instant gratification where the overnight success myth is sold to us through every digital screen. This cultural conditioning has created a generation of people who are financially impatient. They want the lifestyle of a 20-year veteran in their first year of business. This short-term thinking leads to disastrous financial decisions such as taking on high-interest debt for depreciating luxury goods or chasing get-rich-quick schemes that inevitably collapse. The wealthy, however, play the long game. They understand that true wealth is a marathon, not a sprint. They are willing to look foolish in the short term, living in a smaller house or driving an older car to ensure they are building a fortress of assets that will last for generations. Long-term thinking is essentially the application of delayed gratification on a grand scale. It involves the mathematical understanding of $V equals P1 plus R and $P, where time is the most powerful variable in the equation of wealth. But long-term vision is useless if it isn't anchored by relentless daily execution. You cannot dream your way into a multi-million-dollar portfolio. You must save the first $100, then the first 1,000, then the first 10,000. Success is the result of boring habits performed consistently over decades. It is the discipline to read 10 pages of a financial book every day, to automate your investments every month, and to refine your craft every morning. The magic of compounding only works if you give it the fuel of consistency. The synergy between the macro vision and the micro action is where the breakthrough happens. If you only focus on the daily grind without a long-term North Star, you will eventually burn out because you can't see the progress. If you only focus on the long-term goal without daily action, you become a dreamer who never builds anything. You must be able to hold both perspectives simultaneously, the patience to wait 10 years for the massive payoff and the urgency to make today the most productive day of your life. This balance prevents the plateau effect. When you see your daily chores as bricks in a cathedral, the work takes on a new meaning. You aren't just working a job, you are constructing a legacy one day at a time with the unwavering belief that time is your greatest ally. Lesson 5. Embrace growth and uncertainty. The human brain is evolutionarily wired to seek safety and predictability. In the ancestral past, uncertainty meant danger. A rustle in the grass could be a predator. In the modern financial world, however, this instinct is often our greatest liability. Most people stay in jobs they hate or keep their money in low-interest savings accounts because the known feels safer than the unknown. But safety is an illusion. Inflation, industry disruption, and economic shifts mean that standing still is actually the riskiest move you can make. To achieve a level of success you've never had, you must be willing to do things you've never done and go places you've never been. You must learn to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Embracing uncertainty means reframing risk as the price of admission for a better life. Every major financial leap, starting a business, investing in a new asset class, or moving to a new city for a better opportunity, requires stepping into a fog where the outcome is not guaranteed. Successful people do not lack fear. They simply have a different relationship with it. They see uncertainty as information gathering rather than a threat. They use calculated risks, which involve assessing the downside and ensuring that even if they fail, they aren't wiped out. This ability to navigate the unknown allows you to capitalize on opportunities that the general public is too afraid to touch. Where there is no uncertainty, there is usually no profit margin. Ultimately, your financial ceiling is determined by your capacity for personal growth. Growth only happens at the edges of your comfort zone. When you push yourself to learn a difficult new skill, speak in public, or lead a team, you are expanding your internal capacity to handle larger amounts of wealth and responsibility. The person you become in the process of seeking wealth is far more important than the wealth itself. If you lost everything tomorrow, an expanded version of yourself would know exactly how to build it back because you have internalized the traits of resilience and adaptability. By embracing uncertainty, you turn life into a laboratory for growth. You stop fearing the future and start looking forward to it, knowing that whatever challenges arise, you have the mindset and the tools to evolve and thrive. At the end of the day, financial success isn't about luck, talent, or even where you start. It's about how you think. The mindset you choose determines the actions you take, and your actions shape your results. If you keep thinking the same way, you'll keep getting the same outcomes. But the moment you shift your perspective, everything begins to change. When you move from scarcity to abundance, you open yourself to opportunity. When you focus on value, money follows naturally. When you take ownership, you gain control over your future. When you think long-term and act daily, you build lasting wealth. And when you embrace uncertainty, you unlock growth beyond what you imagined possible. This isn't just theory, it's a decision. A decision to think differently, act boldly, and refuse to settle for less than what you're capable of achieving. So starting today, ask yourself, what mindset am I choosing? Because the life you want financially is already possible, you just have to become the person who creates it.